Hi friends, in this video I'm going to explain about creating local yum repository in CentOS virtual machines. I have got two CentOS virtual machines and I want to create one of the virtual machine as the yum repository server and I would like to have the other machine as a client. Let's get into in the things in detail now. Okay, so before getting into the details, first let us try to understand what is a repository. Repository is nothing but is a place where we can have all the software packages that are there that are required for the Linux operating system. So generally, these repositories are located in the internet service, internet location. So the Linux that we have installed will generally will uh, get its packages upgraded using the yum update command to get the latest versions from the internet. So that's about the yum repository, and there's a command called yum install package to install any package that we want to install it specifically. And if you want to remove any package from our installation, we can use yum remove package. And yum updates, actually, as I had mentioned, so we'll update the all the packages with the latest versions from the internet. Okay, now that's the introduction about yum repository. So now what is the need for creating a local yum repository is what we need to see. So if we look at the picture at the right hand side, so there's a local yum repository server that we are creating. So which means in our network, uh, in uh, in our local area network. So basically we can designate one of the system as the yum repository server where we have all the software packages maintained in that system, which will act or will host all of these packages in this system, and then we'll have all the other clients synced up with these packages instead of getting the packages upgraded directly from the internet. So in case if we go by directly upgrading these packages from the internet, the issue would be like each of these nodes that we have in our network might run different versions of packages, and hence we might get into problems of compatibility issues of running different applications working in different ways and things like that. So to avoid such things, what the best solution to go for it is to have one single repository server where we have the same packages, versions of packages that is synced up from the internet service provider. And using this local repository server, we can have all other nodes sync up their packages or install their packages from this local repository server. So as we see in this picture, there are we can have any number of nodes, and in this local yum repository server, we'll have the repositories for the CentOS maintained at the local site, and this local repositories will get their updates from the internet uh, uh, sites, and he will maintain a copy of it, and then this copy will be distributed or will be synchronized uh, to all other nodes which is there in the network. And by this way we will have all the nodes running the same software versions or software package versions. Okay, now let's get into the actual steps. First step is to setting up a local yum repository in one of the machine in our network. So the first step is to create a web server. So we have to create an Apache web server. So because the Apache web server is what will host all the software packages that we want to maintain in the system. So first step is to create the install the Apache web server, and next step is to create the local repository. Create repository. There's a utility which we have to install. That we have to install, and the second step is yum utils. So there are some utilities that we will have to install. These two commands will do the job for us. Okay, now the third step is to create a directory. So in the web servers root directory. So in the web server's root directory by default would be /var/www HTML and repos HTML. So that would be the root directory of the web server. Inside that, we can create a new directory called repos, and then under that we can create the different directories for the repositories. By default, CentOS will have these three kinds of repositories: base OS, AppStream, extras, hyphen comment. So there are three kinds of repositories. We are going to create directories with these names under a repos directory in the root directory of our web server. That's the step number 3. And step number 4, we were going to do the repo sync. Repo sync is the command which we have to use to synchronize the packages, or to download the packages of these repos from for each of these repositories. We have base OS is one repository, AppStream is one repository, and extras common is another repository. So three kinds of repositories we have. These commands, when we issue, so this command will actually uh, connects with the repositories which are there in the internet sites, and then it'll have these packages downloaded. In case if it is not there, it'll download those packages into the local system, which is the local YAM repository server. Under these directories, base OS, AppStream, extras common, these directories, we can have all the RPM packages directly downloaded from the internet site. For the first time, this will do this job. So when you issue this fourth step, so it might take little more time. So I've already done that. So I'll be showing that to you by for one for at least for one command. I'll do it again. And fifth step is going to be to create the new repository using the command create repo. So this also I created this already. So this create repo command will create a database for us on inside the repos directory. So that's about the uh, configuration. That's all the configuration that we have to do and in the server side. And these repositories or the packages, RPM packages that we have downloaded from the internet site may need to be periodically updated, because all of these packages would undergo revisions on periodic basis. So it will get revised, it will get it'll have the updates and fixes available in the internet sites, and we will have to download and we will have to upgrade our local repository server periodically. So for that, what we can do is we can write a cron job with a script. So the script is what is shown in this slide. So I'll also show it to you. So local repos is a variable that we have created. There are three variables, and there's a for loop, and under the for loop we have this repo sync command, which downloads and or upgrades the software packages with the latest versions. So this is the script, and we can put the script into the cron.daily directory, so that it gets this script executed on a daily basis. Okay, so that's about it. So let's before getting the okay, no, that was the thing that we have done on the server side. At the node side, what we have to do is to create the repos file. So there should be a remote.repo file that we have to create. So if you go into the yum.repos.d directory under etc, we will have different repo files. These repo files for all of these repositories: base OS repository, AppStream repository, and we have the extras common. So for all of these, we will have the repo file, and these repo file are nothing but the files that will have the base URL to fetch or to connect to the internet site and download all the software packages. So those are the repo files which we will have. So since we are going to maintain the um, repository locally, we can move all these repo files into a temporary directory under /temp. So we can move this all of these repo files, and then the steps number 7, actually we can create the remote.repo file. In the remote.repo file, we can say that we can open up the new file, and then we can say the name is equal to RHEL Apache, and then say base URL is equal to http:// IP address of the local yum repository server. So we can define, mention the IP address over there. Enable is equal to 1, which is by default. We will have to always go to this server to reach out to get the repository synced up for this nodes. So this is the remote repo file that we have to create in each and every node. This will be a one-time thing, and once we have done this, and next also we will have to create the local repos file. This is another file. We can create the sample repo file that would look like this. So we can create local base OS, local app stream, local extras common. There are 3 directories that I've created, and we can give the base URL GPG check. Base URL will have the IP address and the location from which they have to get the RPM packages for each of these repositories. So 172.15.0.11, and repos is the directory, and base OS is the actual repository under which we have the RPM packages. So we can give these locations, and we can create this local repos repo. So once we have created these 2 files, so pretty much is done from the node side as well. And the last step is to verify if the node is getting the packages from the local repository server instead of getting it from the internet. So we can easily see that by giving a command like install httpd to install the web server, or any other command we can give to install, and we can see if it is trying to reach out to the local web server, and then local yum repository server to obtain its software packages. And with that, we will be done. So we will now see the demo in the CentOS. I have 2 nodes, node 1 and node 2. So this node 1 is acting as the server. And if you see this configure IP address, it is 172.15.0.11. And if you see the next node, this is 172.15.0.12. So if I try to ping 172.15.0.12, it's pinging, and here as well. So let me try to ping 172.15.0.11. So this is also pinging. So both these nodes are in connectivity. And now let me try to install the Apache web server. That's the first step. So before the so let's see the Apache web server. So sudo systemctl sudo yum install -y httpd. So this command will install the web server for us. I have already installed, so nothing is installed newly. So now we can create the directories. So the command to create the directories mkdir. So let me get into the root. mkdir -p, and we can give the name of the location var www html and repos, and here we can give the names of the directories: base OS, app stream, and then extras common. So these are the 3 CentOS directories. In case if you're doing it for some other distribution, you can see the repositories for that distribution and can mention that over here. I'm not going to give enter because it's already created. I can show this directories under this location where html, and under that we have the repos, and under that we have the 3 directories: upstream, base OS, extras common, and these are the 3 direct repositories. And now the repo sync command that I talked to you about. So this repo sync command, as I have shown, this command is what we have to write: repo sync -g delete -yum repo id base OS. So I've already done this, but however I can do this once for showing the demo. This is a command to sync up the repositories of base OS. So I've already done that, so it's going to quickly complete. In your case, since it is will be done for the first time, it may take more time. So it says already downloaded, already downloaded, already downloaded. In your case, it might take more time. So I'll for sample, I've just given only one repository syncing. Similar way, you have to give all three commands, or for all other three commands, in case if you want to EPEL also. If there's a new repository, there's another repository for extra packages. In case if you want to have this additional repository, you can mention EPEL as well. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I am so in case if you want to do that, so you may have to give each and every command, and then be done with it. So I've already done that, and that's how I can show you the packages under these directory, where www html and repos and base OS and packages. You see here, so this is the list of this is a list of RPM packages under the base OS, and if you see app stream, this is a list of packages, and if you see extras common, these are the list of packages. So there are not much packages in extras common. Okay, and that's about the thing. And finally, the step number 5 is to create a repo under for this directory in this directory. So create repo where www.html repos. So once you create this, you will have the repo data created here. So if you see here where html repos, you can see the repo data. So this is the repo data which will get created. So this is the database, package management database, which will do the job of synchronizing and things like that. Okay, so that is step number 5, and step number 6 is to create the cron job under the cron.daily. So I'll quickly show you this cron.daily, and this cron.daily is also created under etc cron.daily and update local repos. So this is the command. And if you see here, 3 repositories names are mentioned here, and using for loop, these repos are getting synced up, and this will be done on a daily basis. So this you can create and put it in the cron daily. So this is about it. And finally, we may need to make sure that two more things you may have to make sure that sudo systemctl status httpd. So we have to make sure this is running. So in case if it's not running, so we have to give restart, and it will run. Okay. And the next thing is, in case if you have your firewall running, you may have to make sure that you have the port which is enabled for it. I have already given, I have opened the port. You see here ports TCP 80 TCP. So what we are trying to do is the HTTP server. So make sure this firewall is allowing this port. The command to allow this port in the firewall is firewall command add port equal to 80 slash TCP and slash hyphen permanent already enabled. So this is the command which will enable the HTTP server in the firewall. So make sure you do this as well. Okay, so this is what we have to do it in the server side. And coming to the client side, there's a file that we have to move, I said. So I'll show you the file. under cd etc m dot post.t. Under that, so you will have multiple repo files in case if you want to see. So all of that I have moved into temp directory. So these are the repo files which you might see otherwise. So I have moved these repo files. See here, so there's a remo uh, EPL repo, and some repo files are here. All of these repo files I previously it was there under this location repos.d, and I moved it to /temp directory for and I have created these two files as I have told, m.repos.d, and if you see here, there are two files that I've created. So if you see the remote repo, this remote repo is having a directive which is called RHEL Apache, and says the base URL is 172.15.0.11. That's the yum repository server's IP address. Enabled 1, GPG check is 0. This one file, and another next file is local repos dot local-repos.repo. So there are three directories here. So local base, the local base OS, app stream, and extras common. So these are things, and in case if you want to see yum repo list, so you can see the yum repo list, the list of repositories that we have the repo files from, which will tell which are the base URLs that it has to look up to get the each and every package. Okay, so all set now. So let's try to give yum update, and you can. So I'll show you if it is running by stopping this HTTP, so that we will get an error. Based on that, you will come to know whether it is reaching out to the local yum repository server and for syncing. Okay, so sudo yum update. So it's already synced up. So it says nothing is syncing, nothing is required to be synced up. And if I say yum install, say for example psftpd, if you see this, it has located this thing, but it's trying to fetch from the local yum repository, which is in 172.15.0.11. Since I have shut down this HTTP server, it was not able to fetch the thing. So let me try to bring this up and try the same command again. Now it is up, and I'll give the same command again. Now it should go successfully, and you can see it is successfully installed, and the installation is happening by from the local yum repository, which is based on the local app stream directive which I have given in the local repos.repo file. Okay, so successfully we have done the local creation of local yum repository, and we have synchronized the packages to the clients within the network from the local yum repository. Okay, so that's all folks. Thanks for watching, and in case if you like this video, please do give a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.